It's about that time of day again. My name is Joseph. It's Wednesday evening, September 27th. Welcome back to your nightly newsletter. We're covering crude oil, S&P, Nasdaq, gold, and of course the euro this evening. Crude is trading sideways smack in the middle of a triangle, which tells me to mark the highs and lows and stay patient for failures on both sides of the range tomorrow. The S&P is bullish and rotating off the high of a weekly channel, so I'm staying patient and looking for buying opportunities off the low of the channel on Thursday. Nasdaq is bullish and trading at a weekly high, which tells me to look for a two-legged pullback to find more reliable buying opportunities at lower prices tomorrow. Gold is bearish and trying to finish a triple measured move target down, but we appear to be trading sideways, so I'm looking for selling opportunities up above the range using the two-try rule on Thursday. And of course, speaking of Thursday, euro is bearish and looking for a retest of today's low and a complete a measured move target for tomorrow. So I'm looking for the buyer failures up above the moving average to finish the move down tomorrow morning. Got a great newsletter in store for you guys and gals tonight. We get some big opportunities as we finish up this what has been an incredible month of September. I'm looking forward to the great day tomorrow with you guys in our trade room. Before we jump in and put the plan together for tonight's newsletter for tomorrow's session, don't forget the only place to watch the full-length version of this video is here on our blog at sidewaysmarkets.com. If you're watching the video right now on our YouTube channel, not to worry, there's a link in the description of that YouTube video. Follow that link, come join me here on the blog at Sideways Markets and catch the full-length version of our nightly newsletter. While you're here, don't forget, join the mailing list. I'll send you an email every evening when our nightly newsletter goes live. Don't forget to follow me on social, StockTwits, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever your flavor of choice. I'm always posting important charts, links, and updates throughout the week. And speaking of charts, make sure you grab those charts. All the charts from tonight's video, how easy is that? You can download them on your computer for tomorrow, right where it says click here to download today's charts. And of course, speaking of those charts, again, don't forget to grab that free pass. If you're not a member here at School of Trade, what are you waiting for, right? No risk at all for you. Come out, grab that free pass. Join me in the trade room this week as a guest. You're going to learn a ton with me in that free pass. And don't forget, if you have any questions along the way, you can always hit me up on live support on the right-hand side of the website. Hope you guys have a great week here so far. This has been a fantastic month of September. It's been a great last few days in the trade room. And of course, we're getting ready to squeeze out the last few drops of the week and the last few drops of the month of September. What a great month it has been. And we've been talking about this all week, right? As we go into the last few days of the month, we start looking at increased volatility, and we're watching those prior month levels. Those are the two things on our radar here this week. We're expecting increased volatility as we go towards the end of the month. Traders take bigger risks at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month. Traders tend to take bigger risks. And we're also watching those prior month open, high, low, close levels, right, as we go into the end of the month as well. Tomorrow, of course, is Thursday, the 28th. And looking at this now, Thursday and Friday, now we start really getting serious about those prior month open, high, low, close levels. I got a bunch from tonight on the charts. I'm going to put the plan together here for tomorrow. I'm going to be using them. Tomorrow, again, before I go too far here, though, tomorrow, of course, Thursday the 28th, we don't have a lot on the news, on the calendar here for tomorrow. It's all kind of peppered in there around 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We've got, of course, some economic sentiment numbers tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Eastern Time if you're going to be trading the overnight London session. And, of course, tomorrow morning, we open up our trade room at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and we have a peppering there with GDP, international trade, and jobless claims at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That is most likely going to be the big market moving event tomorrow morning. GDP and, of course, international trade, jobless claims has been a slouch for many, many years now, but definitely watching for that GDP report tomorrow morning to move the needle. Don't forget, we're going to be wrapping up the month, right? So increased volatility, prior month open, high, low, close levels. Our trade room opens up every morning, Monday through Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. What are you waiting for? Come out and join me as a brand new advanced member, and we're going to trade this plan together. Jumping into the charts here for tonight, we got a busy, busy day setting up here for tomorrow. Quite a bit to talk about tonight. Always great to have you guys with me. Let's start tonight with crude. We'll go crude, S&P. We'll do a little bit of Nasdaq, gold, and of course we can't forget right about the euro. As you can see, crude is range bound with a week-long triangle on the chart this evening, which tells me to mark the swing highs, mark the swing lows as the battle zone, and watch for the 2-try rule to signal buying the lows and selling the highs on Thursday. One thing to keep in mind is that prior month high, which is just outside the range, and it will easily be a price magnet for sellers. If we push that low, right, I'm going to stay patient and wait for selling failures and move back into that range again for tomorrow. This is a little bit of what we saw from yesterday as well, right? Of course, that trading range environment now starting to really rear its ugly head here, right? Ranges are pretty easy. The key to a trading range is stay away from the middle, buy low using seller failures, sell high using buyer failures, right? And again, focusing on the 2-try rule, right? So 1 try, 2 try, back down in, 1 try, 2 try, back up in. Now, of course, if I go a little bit left here, you can see we are rather bullish, right? We're rather bullish going into that trading range. So, of course, with that said, buying will be more advisable than selling right now. So, look for that move back down, 1 try, 2 try, and then back up. That will be more, right, reliable than 1 try, 2 try, and then back down we go. I'll call this a spike and triangle, right? That spike and triangle, again, right, reminds me here, mark up anytime I see a triangle pattern on the chart. I always know to mark up those swings, those become my battle zone above, mark up the swings below, that creates the battle zone below, right? Which of course I did not mark the one above. Hardest part right now on crude oil will be staying patient, avoiding the middle of this range. I love trading with ranges, but it's always a little bit of a test of your emotional discipline. 1 try, 2 try, back up in. I'll tell you right now, one of the more challenging aspects of the 2-try rule is it usually takes a little bit longer to get those second try than we might want to stay patient for. So the key word tomorrow is patience. So as we go lower, looking to buy low. As we go higher here, right, looking to sell off that high. Again, if I had to choose either or, I would choose the buy side tomorrow just because of the bullish trend going in. Some additional support levels below. We get a measured move waiting just below that battle zone. In all reality, I could have extended out that battle zone a little bit lower there. So, bear with me on that. We also have that measured move going higher, just above, right, just above the high of that battle zone. So again, you could extend out, right, that battle zone a little bit higher as well. Bottom line is get outside this range, 1 try, 2 try, and back in. Outside that range, 1 try, 2 try, back in. One thing to keep in mind, there's that prior month high. Yeah, wink, wink, right? We're looking at you, all the end of the month traders out there right now. That prior month high, I'll tell you, they've always find a way to miraculously come into picture once we get close to the end of the month, right? So watch out for this. We may see a relatively strong move down here today or tomorrow, right? Tough to tell as we go towards the end of the month. But again, 1 try, 2 try, and then back up in. If we end up back down to that prior month high, obviously have to wait and look and see how we look when we get down there, because the market at that point will probably be a pretty strong bear market, right? If we make it all the way down here, this will be a pretty strong bear market down. So what you're going to want to see is 1 try, 2 try, and then once we start getting that turn, right, then we'll start looking for that buying opportunity, right, going back up in. The key, though, is we should be going right back to that range, right, down and up and back down. All right, guys, what does it take for a breakout, right? What does a successful breakout look like? 1 try, 2 try, 1 try, 2 try. If that second try fails, we go back in. Well, if that second try is successful and keeps going, remember the key word on a breakout or key word on that is strength, right? I want to see a lot of strength on that second leg going higher. I want to see buyers piling on. I want there to be a shift in the opinion of value, right? So I'm not looking for just a 1, 2, right, and then think that's going to be a breakout. No, that's actually a beautiful selling opportunity going back down in. Again, we may see this market really push outside of that range, the downside, because we have that prior month high, right? So we may end up seeing 1 try, 2 try. We may end up all the way down there, right, down to that prior month high. But again, you've got to get to it early as the market goes lower because you don't want to be selling into that prior month high because that's where we're looking for, again, 1, 2, and then back up probably later in the session tomorrow, right, or on Friday morning. Stay away from the middle, buy those lows, sell those highs, right? Focus on failures using what? Using the 2-try rule, right, on Thursday's session. Don't forget, you don't do this alone. We're going to do it tomorrow morning with all of our members in the trade room. I look forward to seeing you there with me. Boy, that S&P, the E-minis responding to some documents shared this afternoon about the new Trump tax plan, right? I'm sure the rest of the world is excited to see that as well. But it looks like the financial markets sure liked what they saw. We'll see how it happens tomorrow if they can hold this. Bottom line is S&P is bullish and rotating off the high of this weekly channel, which tells me to stay patient and look for sellers to run this price back down to channel lows before looking for buying opportunities right tomorrow. One thing to keep in mind for tomorrow is a possible spike into a range here, right? We'd have a strong move higher this afternoon. It was fueled by news, right? But obviously a strong move higher, right? Oftentimes that leads to sideways movement, and if that happens, I'll stay patient and fade the breakouts below the range to keep buying as low as possible here for tomorrow. So what I'm watching right now is there's that strong move up. That strong move up, we may see it just kind of rotate back to the high, and that may create a bullish trading range. And if that's the case, I'm going to keep trying to buy below the low of that range, right? I'll keep trying to buy below the low of that trading range. So that's one scenario here for tomorrow I'm watching for. Tough to tell if that will happen. We'll know more once we get there. I think the bigger picture is a little bit better look at what we're dealing with here right now. Obviously here a multi-day bull channel. This could be a little bit tighter, right? That could be a little bit tighter there, right? So you can see I can now draw that there. That gives a little bit better rotation. But nonetheless, though, most important thing right now is this big move higher, right? Market just runs higher. The market can easily give that back in just a few blinks. So this could easily come right back down to this little trading range we had down here, and that creates the battle zone. Anytime we have a channel like this, I'm always looking for rotation, and I want to be buying the low of that channel. As you can see, we're back to those prior week highs, right? Obviously, we don't want to buy into that high, looking for that deep pullback, right, to go back up and retest that high. Now that we know the overall area of that, now that we know the overall area for it, what is the plan going to look like? Well, whenever we have a move that large, oftentimes we're looking for something like a two-legged pullback. We're looking for a run lower, 1-try, 2-try, and then back up from there, right? Or maybe we get that breakdown, failure, trap, right, into strength, pull back, and go, right? There are some definite examples there. We can look for 2-try, right? 1-try, 2-try from those bears into failure, right? That'll be your failure pattern right there. And then, of course, you've got your pullback into strength. The target, of course, is always going to be going back up to retest that high. So the key will be getting in as low as possible. You can see it's a relatively large battle zone I have down here because I want to make sure I account for the fact that really this big move higher was likely fueled on that news, right? If you recall, this morning we came out all the way up, all the way back down, right? And it wasn't until that news came out this afternoon we saw this blitz, right, going higher. So, of course, the market reacted nicely to that news. We'll see if they don't fade back down to kind of the same place, right, where they were before regaining their composure and looking for that move back higher. So watch for that two-legged pullback. Watching for that two-legged pullback. We'll use that trend line, right, coming down to the battle zone there. Watch for that. Watch for that failure into break, into pullback, going back up, right? Lots of different ways to do that. How do we turn bearish? How do we turn bearish right now? This definitely is one of those candidates for a reversal, right? Because we got all this space to the downside right now. This could easily strong overnight, hold a pullback and run, right? So if we're seeing some real strong movement on the way down here, then we'll want to make sure we do is find that bear channel, right? Find that bear channel, get back above it, use it, right? And then we can right, sink our teeth into that, what was resistance, right, as support, going back up to retest the high. We're looking at this market tomorrow morning in the trade room. We'll be trading this, of course, tomorrow morning, along with all the other markets, right? This is the S&P, of course. I hope you guys have used this information to learn a lot and earn a lot here this week, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow morning in my trade room as advanced members as we execute the strategy together. Want to learn more? I hope you say yes, because I got a lot of share here at School of Trade. We get a great free trial here on the homepage at schooloftrade.com. If you're watching the video right now on our YouTube channel, it's only a click away. Down in the description of that YouTube video, follow that link and come here to the website at schooloftrade.com and learn more about our beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels of membership, and make sure you join that free trial. I am always here to help. If you guys have any questions, I realize that most websites these days are all robots and autoresponders, right? But I'm old school. I do pick up the phone. I do reply to my own emails. I do look forward to speaking with you and helping you achieve the same results that I've helped thousands of traders achieve in the past here at schooloftrade.com. My name is Joseph. Be well out there. Be nice to each other, will ya? And be here next time. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye for now.